So a couple years ago, I did the same exact thing. I pretty much wanted to see what the most expensive iPhones there are right now, pretty much in the used market. And I will tell you, I think a lot of these higher end iPhones and the prices of them pretty much are due to inaccurate pricing. I think a lot of them mistakenly priced them that high, thinking it was one thing where the other thing happened. I've seen this so many times on eBay, but pretty much the first iPhone is actually $1 million iPhone, which makes no sense to me at all. And these are all from eBay as well. So this specific iPhone pretty much claims to be a mint collector's edition of the first generation iPhone. Now, I saw this specific photo, the photo of the iPhone and everything, and I don't know how I feel about this one. It doesn't look to be like in super pristine condition, and the box is already open. So the fact that it's going for $1 million makes no sense to me at all. This thing is probably not even worth $1,000 to be honest, because it's already open. I have personally bought an iPhone, the first generation. It is in pretty bad condition, and I probably paid like $10, $15 for it like 2 years ago. So I'm unsure how this one's going to go. If you want to buy it, go for it, but I honestly probably would not recommend purchasing this one. Now, the next one is pretty much a prime example of an iPhone that is pretty much, I think, a mistake in price. You can see this one is for $63,000, but it's an iPhone 12 mini. I really think they probably thought it was a different currency when they typed it in, or they missed it. Maybe they meant to type in $630, but they typed in a couple more zeros. So that one's like whatever. Now, this next one is actually of an iPhone 4S. Now, this one is sealed as well. Now, this one is selling for $60,000 right now. So that's a kind of a lot of money to pay. But here's the best thing about this iPhone. It's sealed. People need to understand that when an iPhone is sealed, it is so much higher in value. It's not even funny. Now, this specific iPhone, the one thing I loved about this box was the fact that it said iCloud. Now, this one is a 64 gig variant, which was one of the top tier variants of that time. So that's definitely a lot of money to spend on something like this. But it is sealed, and it's probably only going to go up in value. And if you're probably planning on buying an iPhone, this is probably one of those ones that is going to be an awesome collector's edition. Now, this next one is something that makes complete sense to me. This is a first generation iPhone. The first one that ever came out. It's the 8GB model, and it is sealed. Now, just because it's sealed doesn't mean there can't be a scam related with it. There could be some situation where they resealed it themselves. But looking at the photo, it doesn't really look like that. It just looks like it's a little older, in terms of the sealing. And this is the AT&T model. It does look like, it hasn't been activated either based off their photos. So that's a pretty crazy thing. And it does look to be like a pretty decently sealed device, but I also don't know about that seal, to be honest. Now, this makes sense. $25,000, although that's still a lot of money, it does make sense why it is that much. So, like I said, that makes total sense to me. That first one made no sense. That one should not be sold for $1 million. This one, 25 something, whatever, that makes more sense to me. Now, a lot of these other ones, I think they're just mistaken in price. This person selling their iPhone for $256. Now, there are a lot of first generation iPhones that I'm seeing it now. So it's funny they're saying $18,000, but it's like $13 shipping. But you can see there's a lot of people who are watching these listings. So it's not just like one person who's like buying them. There are many people who are still interested in these types of iPhones, which make total sense to me. So I will definitely tell you. And like I mentioned, there's a lot of these iPhones that are just completely overpriced. There is no reason why an iPhone 8 Plus is sold for $10,000. This other iPhone 8 Plus $10,000 is iPhone 10 for $10,000. It makes absolutely no sense. It must, and I don't know how there's so many watchers for these devices, because you can pick up these iPhones in the certified refurbished market or even in the used market for maybe like $300 barely. You can probably pick them up for even cheaper than that. So those are some of the most expensive iPhones that are out right now. If you guys have any other questions or anything like that, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.